think my biggest concern going into that was just truly wondering how this pipe was going to hold up through this whole operation. Coming in and seeing that mile-long strand of pipe, there was a lot of questions on how we were going to be able to make it across the river. And then again, I think this is the first time it's ever been done. Taking it step by step, getting the pipe in the air, getting all the cranes attached to the pipe, getting the pipe into the pipe pushing machine.
The biggest risk was the HDPE pipe, and that relates to the safe, allowable pull forces to the point that it's going to break. The pressures were still high, but we started feeling like this was actually going to happen.
So we're out here on the James River, getting ready to do pullback on our world record directional drill underneath the James River. We started early this morning and we'll be here all night.
Wow, this is a fantastic project. This is the largest HDPE pipeline project, the longest length of its type in the United States.
This project is one of probably the largest marine projects that Garney has done. It is a world record drill for the size and type of material.
We've had hundreds of meetings over the years planning this job, and it's all come to this.
So there were some record-breaking events going on here today, and it's really been our pleasure to be out here. 3 years of work with the fruition today.
This project is very important and supports the goals of HRSD's SWIFT program, which is the Sustainable Water Initiative for Tomorrow, that is for advanced water treatment in the Eastern Virginia area. This is designed to enhance the region's environment and enhance the sustainability for the region's long-term groundwater supply. And they are closing down the Boat Harbor treatment plant and taking all the flows to the Nansemond treatment plant.
This project is a lifeline between the north shore of the James River and the south shore of the James River. Currently, we are putting in 4.5 miles subaquously, all the way from one side to the other.
The pullback is the 1 mile of HDD that goes underneath the shipping channel, which is the 6th busiest shipping channel in the United States. So it was very important that we could not open cut this. As you could imagine, it's a very, very high traffic area. So we had to do a horizontal directional drill.
We are about 170 feet deep underneath the water level, about 100 feet underneath the river's floor. And it's 5,700 feet long.
The owner knew that this is a very high risk, never been done type project, that they needed to get a very collaborative group of individuals involved and all the leading experts around the world.
This is a design build project that really started 2+ years ago. We put together a really all-star team.
I'm Paul Longo, I'm the design manager for JRX.
I'm Dave Sack with Brierley Associates. I'm a senior engineering geologist.
I'm Eric Carter with Seaward Marine.
From early on 3 years ago, we knew we had a team to beat.
Having the opportunity to work with the specialists that you see today with Garney and our engineering partners like Brierley and Michael Baker and Moffitt and Nickel and the other contracting team partners like Seaward and Huxted have really been a pleasure to work with. The design build aspect of this project really gave us an opportunity to provide innovative solutions for HRSD. The project itself was procured as a design build, assuming a water-to-water directional drill. While we were pursuing the job working with Garney and Huxted, we were looking at ways to innovate, maybe provide a better solution to the project. We came up with the idea of extending that drill from water to water to water to land, adding a little over 1,500 feet to the drill for a total length of 5,700 feet, which is largest at this diameter in HDPE to date. And at the end of the day, that resulted in an innovative solution that saved HRSD over $10 million on the project costs.
So we've been preparing for 2 years, designing this project for a long time, and now it's time to make it happen. So we set up our pipe deployment barge near the South Shore by Suffolk. It was in shallower water, so it was a little bit easier and calmer. The crew still had a difficult time getting over there some days just because the chop to get across the river, 4.5 miles. What we did is we set up piles. We drove piles every 250 feet, a mile's worth. And so when the pipe came off of our barge, we would pull it every 53 feet and pull it through the piles and snake it through the piles, and that's what held the pipe in place as we built it and kept fusing it to when we needed it to actually pull back in, the 5,700 feet total.
All right, you guys ready out there on the boat?
Roger, we're ready.
All right, we're pulling.
So with the fusing operations, each fuse takes roughly 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
The process gets very repetitive. What you do is you clamp both ends of the pipe, put it together, you face it. You take the facer apart, put the heating plate into about 425, 475 degrees, let that soak, and then you slam it together.
And so we were out there for a month straight, fusing pipe 7 days a week, 14 hours a day sometimes.
Checking every single joint that they made sure the best quality, and every fuse was top notch.
And really trying to push to meet our deadline and keep us on schedule.
So the crew did a very good job with the repetitive task and making sure that no one was injured or hurt during the process. And just looking out a mile long of pipe was pretty amazing because you knew in about a few weeks that it was going to get stuck underneath the channel and you'd never see it again. The boat ride tours prior to, we had 2 or 3 of them set up for the owner. The owner engineers, any of their operators, that type of thing, just to come and see what we called it the calm before the storm. After all these 2 years worth of design, a lot of the in-house engineers for HRSD was part of the job, but they've never seen it. So instead of seeing it just on paper, they're actually able to see it in person. We actually had to put up 200 by 90 foot platform out there, which is about 2/3 of a football field. So it was pretty massive, but it was a temporary works that the drillers used to install and drill from, and then what we used to install the pipe through the pipe pusher. During the boat tours, we also brought in some of our own Garney folks. Were able to come and see it from the Nasma plant group. So that was a very unique experience for everyone.
And you did it all on your own.
You know, we try to bring our client or the owner along with us for the journey during the entire process of the job. The tour was very significant because we were able to answer firsthand questions. Some of them have been very involved in this high profile, very, very, very complex project. And some of them never did know anything about it. They knew a little bit, but was very interested. So I think that everybody was able to see the hands-on, all the blood, sweat, and tears what it took to get this job done. That's the biggest thing is our team is able to showcase that we can design a very successful project and make it happen. So we've been ready to go. We've got good weather, and we are anticipating a successful pullback. Let's go do it. We met at 5 a.m. at the bulkhead with the Marine Police, all the crane operators, tugboat operators, everybody that was going to be involved on the first shift of the job. Everybody, I don't think, slept much the night before because everybody was excited and anticipating this.
Y'all got it?
Yeah, I got
Going into this operation, we knew there was going to be a lot of risk, but we weren't sure what the elements were going to be. And so it was all, crossing our fingers and hoping we had the best conditions possible.
It's been a difficult and trying time throughout the past 2 months trying to find the perfect window, and we're able to find a good window today for the next 24 to 48 hours that we're able to perform this pullback.
The biggest thing is not to get in a hurry. We've spent a lot of time getting to this point. A lot of work's gone into this. There's no sense in rushing. You'll get in that hole and get pulled out that other side at some point in time. Whether it takes 12 hours, 24 hours, or 36 hours. It'll get in and get out that hole at some point in time. So
the communication was key, and between all the subcontractors and EOs, just making sure that if anybody saw anything that wasn't right or they were questioning something, everyone has the all-stop work authority.
My role has been a project manager on this project for Seaward, and we are a support team for Garney. In reality, this has been a very integrated team. So though we are a sub, it feels more like we're on the same team.
We came out, started pulling our string. It's 5,700 feet that we started pulling all the way out through our pipe piles that were pre-done. And brought back up through the Nansemond Channel. Came around and got it locked in with all the barges that we used to secure the pipe during the pullback safely.
Instead of using tugboats, it was our idea to have the spud barges out there instead of boats trying to maintain the pipe the whole time.
After that, we got it up to our platform where we needed to be and lifted it up very gently with the crane cradles.
Just to get to the point we're at today, it has taken hundreds of people from the engineers, construction, permitting, HRSD, everybody involved. So today's kind of a culmination of years of work and planning. We're set up for success today here for sure, and now it's time to execute. We are getting ready to hook onto the pipe and start the actual pullback. Hopefully we're going to start pulling that pipe in the next couple of hours, and we'll be here all night. That pipe is going to pull all the way underneath the James River to the drill rig on land that you see behind us.
Now we are about to start working on getting it pulled into the conductor casing and putting it in 170 feet underneath the James River for the James River crossing.
And that's when the clock really started. And everybody was crossing their fingers and praying for the best. There's a lot of risks that we had to mitigate on this job. The largest risk we were able to mitigate was probably the pipe pull, the tension that was going to be needed to pull something like this across a mile worth. HDPE is like bubble gum. It will stretch and stretch and stretch until eventually it will break. So we purchased a pipe pusher from Germany, to help mitigate the pull forces from the North Shore. So how it works is we threaded the pipe through the pipe pusher when we started. And for the first probably 1,000 feet, we didn't have to engage it at all. Once the North Shore started feeling some resistance, we would engage the pipe pusher to help push it in and help relieve some of that resistance that they were feeling on the North Shore. During the pullback, we pulled from the North Shore with a 1 million pound rig. They had a solid drill stem that went all the way 5,700 feet, all the way to the platform. So the drill rack is 31 feet. They pull it out, and then they bring the rack down, hook up to the next one, pull another 31 feet. Take a drill stem off, hook it up again, and that's the continuous process. So every 31 feet, we would see the pipe move 31 feet, then it would stop for a few minutes, move another 31 feet, stop for a few minutes, and that was the process for about 24 hours.
Tire gauge on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And I've got a picture of with my book so you can see the relative size. For the pipe pullback, I've been involved in looking at pipe integrity. So I've been looking for examples of gouges in the pipe or anything else that would give us pause to think that the pipe may not be able to hold pressure. That's the same kind of thing. So far, we're, knock on wood, we've not encountered anything that I think is going to be a problem. God, I tell you, it's going to be a long day, but we're going to get this son of a gun done, aren't we?
When the pipe starts pulling in, it pulls very smooth and very quick. And everybody's like, oh, this is going to be super easy. This is going great. Once we got in a few thousand feet, it started tightening up and it got a little bit tougher and tougher and tougher. And every time they pull 31 feet, they have to make sure their pressures aren't too high. We're not pulling the pipe too hard because we had a strict ovality tolerance that we had to have when we're done with it. And if you pull too much, it makes the ovality worse. So that was nerve-wracking the entire time because you can't see what's really going on because it's underneath the channel.
So we brought in some other crews to come in and help during that time because it was such a long operation. And so it was really cool seeing other EOs come in that weren't familiar with the project and kind of catching them up to speed on it. You know, see what we've been working on for the past month and a half actually get pushed through and like just wipe your hands clean of it. I think the most stressful part of the day is when we were reaching our max capacity on our pipe pusher. We were, having trouble feeding that last couple hundred feet through. And so that was a really intense time to, we couldn't fail at that point.
The last couple hours, once we knew we were kind of past that bottom tangent and it started coming upwards towards the North Shore, the pressures were still high, but we started feeling like this was actually going to happen. And it was actually going to be achieved, something that we've been dreaming of and thinking about. And I think it was just relief of all the hard work that everybody put in. So when the pipe finally came out, they started washing off and cleaning off. And the first thing you saw was Garney construction. And all the other logos fell off that we had on there except one. So that was a very, very, very emotional moment for a lot of people.
Oh, it was a sigh of relief. It was like a job well done. Like we can all relax for a little bit, try to, catch back up on rest and, start the next part of the project.
Some of the supervisors were up the entire time, didn't get much sleep. So it was very thankful that it went smooth.
World record drill. There we go. That's a wrap from JRX.
There have been hundreds of people that have spent years working on this project to bring it to where we are today. So very rewarding to see this finally come through and have a successful pullback. So awesome job to the entire team.
So once the drill is done, that was obviously a world record. Huge milestone for Garney. Huge milestone for the large HDPE world and for all of our partners on the job. We're not done. We've got about 3.5 more miles of open cut that we have to do.
The next phase is to tie in to where we stopped and continue the pipe. The biggest challenge is definitely out of the way, and now we're moving forward and looking for our end goal.